Welcome back to the IBSP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
Is the fix in? Look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And Canelo Alvarez will be fighting against the world when he fights Terrence Bud Crawford. It's been announced that the talent lineup for the Canelo Crawford massive event, they have two fight analysts, and that's going to be Max Kellerman and Andre Ward. Now, both of these guys have been known as Canelo Alvarez haters and massive Bud Crawford supporters. So I believe, looking at the fight, looking at these guys' history, you're fully expecting to see both of these guys have Terrence Crawford up 3, 4, 5 rounds before the fight even starts. You can see that everything Terrence Crawford does in the ring is going to be praised, and everything Canelo does is going to be discounted. You don't have two guys like this who are obvious haters of one fighter and obvious fans of another and have them on the fight as an analyst and expect them to be unbiased and objective. They're just simply not going to be that. They're going to work very hard to sway the public into a narrative, into believing what they're seeing and what they want to believe. Because if we're honest and unbiased, neither one of these guys have ever been respectful of Canelo in the way of being objective. It's always some shade. It's always some hate. It doesn't make any sense. Let me break it down a little bit. Max Kellerman, after Canelo Alvarez went on his undisputed run, said Canelo Alvarez has no pound-for-pound claim. How do you not have a pound-for-pound claim after you become undisputed at 168, cleared out a whole division, and beat all the champions, but you have no pound-for-pound claim? He questions Canelo's record because he didn't fight Jermall Charlo? And Jermall Charlo is actually the one who turned the fight down. Make that make sense. Like, I don't understand how this could be interpreted as anything other than hate. And then when you look at Andre Ward, there's been so many instances of this man hating on Canelo. It's unbelievable. But just to name one, he said a while back that, hey, Canelo doesn't have a lot of prime names on his resume. Now, mind you, he said this after Canelo Alvarez went undisputed at 168. Think about that. Canelo undisputed at 168. Canelo fought 3 undefeated prime world champions. So you just fought 3 prime undefeated world champions back to back to back, and you want to say he doesn't have enough prime names on his resume? That's 3 right there. What is he talking about? It literally doesn't make any sense. But then on the reverse end, you see that when he gave his vote to ESPN as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, he put Terrence Crawford as #1. And when you look at his resume has nowhere near the level of prime fighters or pound-for-pound fighters that Canelo Alvarez has fought. Canelo has more pound-for-pound elite names than Terrence Crawford, and Canelo Alvarez had more prime names than Terrence Crawford, yet he still voted Crawford #1. The bias does not stop. I mean, you just got to be objective about this. And not only are these two analysts against Canelo Alvarez, you also see T. Diddy, Turki, is against Canelo Alvarez as well, and this is what I mean. Yeah, I mean, you've seen at the press conference, Turki, also known as T. Diddy, was really upset that he didn't get to sit next to Terrence Crawford as he requested. He was mad about that. He didn't want to sit on Canelo's side. He wanted to sit on Bud's side. Now, that's obvious favoritism. That makes me feel a little weird looking at the fight. Is he going to get a fair shake? Is this going to be truly fair? I mean, you're basically saying that I want to sit next to this guy and this guy only, but you're supposed to be impartial. You're talking about the most powerful man in boxing. The judges, everybody, the networks, everybody bows down to Turki. So the fact that he likes Bud, I don't know. That seems a little weird to me. And not only that, you've even seen Turki and Bud holding hands. We've seen this. We've seen 2 grown men holding hands. I've never seen Bud Crawford ever do this with anybody else but T. Diddy. Now, what's interesting about this is if you look at Terrence Crawford's face and zoom in, it looks like he's holding a glizzy. The way he's looking, the look that he has on his face, it doesn't look right. Not only that, you've even seen at the press conference that Canelo basically admitted that, said, hey, I know Turki is in your corner. I know Turki is your guy. I know Turki's supporting you. And he realizes he's going to be fighting against that. This is his statement. He says, I know Turki is in your corner, but look, Turki is going to be so mad the day after you lose, believe me. So look, breaking down everything, looking at all of this, the analysts, T. Diddy, Terrence Crawford, looking at all the odds stacked against him, in my personal opinion, I think Canelo Alvarez needs to go for the knockout.